Hey everyone, the cameraman here. Before this video begins, I would just like to explain a couple things before the camera started recording. As me and Time to Stan were leaving the back of the Anaheim Police Department after filming them running the stop there, we were confronted by I have no name for this woman, so we're just going to call her the Old Lady Bootlicker. We were confronted by the Old Lady Bootlicker because we were such assholes, apparently. You may agree, you may not agree, but this was not the first apparently the first encounter with this woman. As we were confronted by the sergeant in the previous video, upon further review of my footage, I can hear her yelling in the background, and I will put that in now. After this, apparently, I guess when she yelled at us as we were being confronted by the sergeant, she was apparently arriving to do business wherever she had to do business at. But she confronted us as we were leaving. As she was leaving, I was putting the things away, and Time to Stan was apparently still recording to see if anyone else would run the stop as we were getting ready to leave. As I was putting my things away, I heard her, Time to Stan, talking to somebody, and I looked up, and I saw the woman yelling at Time to Stan. She said, "I'm gonna get your license plates." And that's when I immediately grabbed my camera and began walking over to her. And as I did this, Time to Stan said, "Why?" And as I was walking over to her, she yelled, "Because you guys are such assholes!" And I wasn't recording at that point, but luckily Time to Stan caught that, and you'll see that on his video, which I will show as well. That's when I began recording after she said that, and she then threatened to file she was going to threaten to file a complaint against me. But, like I said in the video, which you'll see, she didn't know, excuse my language, jack shit. I could have been a little more nicer in my opinion about that, but really, this woman just needed to be shut down immediately, because just think for a moment. There's a person with a camera and a mask, and you threaten to file a complaint against them. Okay, you're gonna file a complaint against them, and you take a picture of them. You just have a picture, and that's it. I mean, you can't just go to the police and, yes, I'd like to file a complaint against this guy in this picture. And the police are going to go, "Well, we're sorry, ma'am, unless you have a name, address, or some sort of way we can subpoena this individual with a criminal complaint, or some address that we can, send our charges or file our charges to, where this person lives, no information whatsoever. You can't just say, here's this picture, file charges against this person." It just doesn't work that way. You need some sort of information. And that's why I told her she didn't know jack shit. And she was just upset because, she just didn't like what we were doing. And that's what the First Amendment is all about, ladies and gentlemen. You can express your opinion about, you can, whine, complain, and yell at that person all you want. That's, as far as I'm aware, that's protected under the First Amendment if you disagree with that person. But you just can't threaten them or, physically attack them because you disagree with them. That is not covered under the First Amendment. So she has every right to take a picture of us and call her, say she's going to get our license plate and not agree with what we're doing. But the only thing I didn't like that I did was, I made fun of her for having a flip phone. I myself, I shouldn't have done that. It was kind of overkill, if you will. But the last time myself personally saw someone using a flip phone was 2009. And, today, 2016, 2017, 2017 is now the time of this narration, everybody has a touchscreen phone with a camera built into it. So when she went back into her, in the video there, reached in her car, I was not surprised that she was going to get her phone and take pictures of me or film the encounter herself. But what I was surprised was that that she was going to do it with a flip phone. But as you'll see, she leaves me with some nice some words for thought, if you will, at the end of the video. But that's all I have to say. I'm gonna let the video roll now. Cameraman out.
You guys are such assholes. If you share the... I'm gonna file a complaint against you.
Oh,
You don't get away
oh
from
really?
my car.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You don't know my name, you don't know jack shit. So watch what you throw around. Oh, come on, you got a flip phone? It's 2016. It's 20... It's 2016. It's 2016. You know how embarrassing that is? You're filming me with a flip phone, and look at my camera.
Well, are you so brave? Why don't you put your light down, huh?
Hey, while we're getting license plates, let's get yours. 6 Robert Ida Sam 730.
And why don't you go back to Mexico?
Mexico? I'm not Hispanic. Copsucker, go lick some more bootlicker.
Yeah, she said go back to Mexico.
And why don't you go back to Mexico? 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 And why don't you go back to Mexico?